Right, so the story I've chosen to concentrate on is released by Mashable today. It's about the new Facebook timeline brands pages, which were announced on Wednesday morning. The timeline is now going to be making these timeline pages live for organisations, or at least some organisations. Now these have proved to be quite successful, especially for personalities on Facebook. So the new Facebook timeline pages are proving quite useful. The cover photos are really useful for new products, logos, or especially for personalities such as Lance Armstrong. The story actually states about Lance Armstrong using his cover photo as a photo of him in bed in the hospital with cancer, which is very powerful. And further down, it's reported that the timeline product manager, Sam Leeson, states that organisations have identities too, and timelines help to convey these identities. More than any other fact, the new timeline itself is especially effective at conveying those identities, and companies or organisations such as Manchester United have launched their timeline, which is here. Because of the ability that the timeline has to include important dates, Manchester United have utilised this to convey their rich history, with the first entry dating back to 1878. Brands can also use this to convey specific milestones, like a first sale or a major acquisition. The brand page timelines also are more personal for the users, as they immediately show their friends that also like the pages, and any friends that are having conversation about the pages through the social media platform. Now, perhaps one of the high benefits that Mashable are pointing out are the page administration settings. They say that an admin panel is hidden or expanded as wanted, and it means that you don't have to move or navigate to any of the pages. You have all your settings in that panel. This includes notifications of activity on your page, chart-based performance data, which could prove very useful, and best of all, you can now respond directly to private messages without added hassles or obstacles. Okay, so I spoke to Christopher Almore, one of the co-owners of the Zurich Data Lab, about his thoughts on the new Facebook timeline brand page.
We've had Facebook for Zurich Data Lab and Student Data Recovery for a while now, and they've just started to implement the changes on this timeline, which to our bemusement is not that great. We don't want it to be that personal to our client base. We are more of a security stealth organisation that will work in the background to restore data and investigate things. We particularly don't need customers knowing everything about our business from the start to where we are now. We just like them to present set pieces of information that we choose. We feel it doesn't go in with our theme anymore. Yes, okay, maybe for students it will, but for our main clientele, that's not something they'll be looking for.
Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't be impressed with it, especially in your sector, Chris. But do you think that for other industries and sectors that it could be very useful?
No, I can. If you look at the creative industries, for example, you can look at how they've evolved over a certain time. From that, you can get a distinction of whether or not they'll be good for your business. So, will their brand evolve? What can they do that's changed that you think can implement your ideas into it? And that's fair enough. For an organisation that gives you just a set service that they know about from the start, they don't need to know anything else via a timeline. Not at all. It's a silly idea.
Okay, thanks a lot, Christopher.